Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we're going to discuss the 2015 drama comedy film The Intern, starring Robert De Niro, Anne Hathaway, Adam Devine, and Anders Holm are in this. And it's hysterical because if Blake Anderson was in this as well, you'd have a nice little workaholics reunion in a project that has nothing to do with workaholics, which I thought would be fun. So we were 3/3 of the way there. I watched this in 2015 when it first came out, and I remember something irked me about the movie, which prevented me from ever watching it again. And then it recently popped up on Netflix, things you might like. And I was like, I remember this film. Why haven't I seen this in 10 years? Since it's been 10 years, now that we're in 25. Time is weird, man. Um, and then, seeing it then. But it was something in it irked me, and I couldn't figure it out. And then I'm watching it, and I'm laughing when I'm supposed to laugh, and I'm, feeling the feelings of the characters when they're supposed to be felt and stuff like that. And then the last 10 minutes of the movie happened, and I'm like, oh, this is why. Because it's so stupid. The last 10 minutes are absolutely repugnant. That's the best word for it. Reprehensible to whoever decided and approved that that was how it's going to end, because it didn't lead up to it. It didn't make sense. You have this main character, Anne Hathaway's character of Jules. She's the CEO of this company that she just started, a startup company, is what we would now call it. Didn't call startup companies back then. It's this internet website called something with something rack. It's a clothing website, right? And then they're trying to figure out if people can shop with friends and like stuff, right? So like things, and it's taking off and like stuff, and like her company has decided to try a senior intern program where those over the age of 70 or something like that can apply to be interns. So it's people who are lucky enough to retire, trying their route now as an intern. How does that work? Robert De Niro is this intern then to Jules. So how does this work? How does his old school way of business meet her new school way of business? Can this work? And then things happen along the way, right? And then he becomes friends with the family, and Anders' character is his character Matt is married to Jules. They have a daughter, and he is then caught cheating. And then the whole next, we're going to break the movie into quarters, right? So we're at the halfway point. Next quarter, right, up to the 3/4 mark, is then Anne Hathaway's character realizing that he's been cheating, and how does she confront him? And her biggest fear is to be buried alone, and she's this strong, CEO, and why would he do this aside from feeling emasculated? And maybe if she gets, the quest then is to get a CEO, because she is the owner of the company, she's the founder of the company. So if she gets a CEO to then run the company, she'll have then more time to be with the cheating husband. And then she's like, I'm better than this. And I have read that people can be better together. And then she wants Robert's character's opinion on everything. And he's like, why would you do this? Why would you get a CEO so you could spend more time with your cheating husband? That makes absolutely no sense. And she's agreeing with him. And then we get to the quarter mark, the last quarter mark, and then Matt reveals that he's been cheating, and she says, okay, we can work through this. And it's just weird, because then in the exact second moment, right after that scene, Robert's character is no longer with the company. He's like, oh, he's done for the day. And then he goes out doing yoga in the park. And I'm like, how does this translate? The story that we're given is bringing up this, yeah, she's great. Robert's character is, championing her. She's a strong, leader. She's very admirable. I'm very inspired by her. She's going to do amazing things. She has done amazing things. She deserves the best. She deserves to be happy. How does this equate to her happiness by her caving and say, you're emasculated? You're claiming that your affair is over? Yeah, sure. I forgive you. No, it doesn't. Why would you cave so quick? Doesn't make sense. And then why he himself would do all of these amazing things for the job, for the company, and then just peace out once she says she's going to take the cheating husband back. He's like, nah, I'm done. It's a very weird, stupid ending, because the character development we get for the first 3/4 does not equate to the last quarter of the film. It doesn't make sense. Why would Jules cave so quick after revealing all of these fears, but then realizing how much better she is because she's stronger. It's not her responsibility that he feels emasculated. That's not on her part. That's his part. And then Robert's character decides to just peace out. Doesn't make sense because he was we're going to do great things at this company. I'm going to help you. It just doesn't make sense. It was a horrible ending. And this is why I haven't seen it in 10 years, because the ending irks me, because the story doesn't end where it's supposed to. The character development doesn't lead to this ending. It's like two separate films that we got. The first 3 quarters was one film, and the last quarter was the ending of the film B. Film A is the first 3 quarters. Film B is the last quarter. Does not make sense. Hate it. Specifically because of that disconnect. Never watching it again. Intern. On to the next review. Mahalo.